Now that our action is ready, we're ready to publish this onto the marketplace. Now, to do this, we'll need to fill out some forms and draft a release. Thankfully, once GitHub understands that your project is ready for a release, it gives you this little publish action to marketplace box right here. So we can draft a release from here, and you can also create a release from the sidebar. Let's go ahead and take advantage of this box to draft a release. You're going to need a few pieces of information, and GitHub is going to go through a check to make sure that you have everything you need to release this in the marketplace. You need to choose a category from here. So I'm going to pick utilities, and you need to also pick another category. So for this one, I will do community. Let's do deployment instead. That sounds better. All right. I also need to create a tag because a release is just basically a tag from Git. So you click on this right here, and then you'll have to create a new tag. So here I want to type in a name, and the name has to be in a format that starts with a V and then some sort of number. So this is going to be version 1.0 of this release. And so you type it in here, and then you click on this button called Create New Tag, and that tag is now selected. You choose the target for the release, which is going to be just our main branch. And then you can, if you want to, add some notes for the release and even add some photos in there if you want to. Now, there's a nice new AI feature that allows you to generate release notes. You can just click on this button right here. Now, it's going to look at pull requests. There haven't been any with this project. So it's just going to tell you where you can see all the commits. That's fine for right now. You can also set this as a pre-release if you're not sure this is 100% working and want to let people know that this isn't really production ready. So I'm going to go ahead and hit publish release. Okay, and you can see now that it has a 1.0 release, and this also allows people to download the source code onto their local machines and refer to a specific release by version when they create their own actions. So now when we go back into the main page, you can see that it says that you can use this action with your project, and you can also view it on the marketplace. Another thing that you may want to do is update this about section. It's not really required, but it's nice to have a description of your project in here. So I'm going to type in a description. And you can put in a website URL. I don't really have a separate website for this project, but if you had GitHub Pages, you could put in the URL to that here. And then you can also add some topics so that people know what types of tags this repo has. So we'll type in podcast, and then we can put in a space, and it lets you add more. Feed, XML, RSS. We'll put in Python, since this project used Python. And we'll put in GitHub Actions. It does give you a little drop down here. So if you type something in, it kind of gives you some options. We'll also put in actions here, just regular actions. All right, cool. We'll go ahead and hit Save Changes. And that gives us this nice little section here. You can see the release right here and when that release happened. This will appear on your project as a Git tag. And if you want to, you can click on this button to take a look at this action in the marketplace. And there it is with my little picture on it. And that makes me feel really special. I also typed in more detailed README file at the beginning before I started this recording. You don't need to see me typing this in. But generally speaking, you want to sort of describe what the action does and how you use it. So basically here I'm saying that you need to create the YAML file, the format for the YAML file with some examples, as well as the workflow that you'll need to create in your project. So that's what we did in Podcat Test. We had this feed.yaml file that we create, and we also have the workflow that we created and updated in this main.yml file. And that's all you need to put something in the marketplace. It's pretty cool, and it's a really awesome achievement for you to do. And I think that it can go a long way towards showing that you're a more advanced user and that you'll also enjoy putting things for others to collaborate with you on and for other people to perhaps use in some of their projects.